Well, Junior, what have you learned so far the last 2 days?
Well, I mean, the track is, track's in pretty good shape. They did put a lot of sealer down on the surface, and some of that sealer, is not always going to stay where it's supposed to. So we had some big chunks coming up and damaging some crush panels and grills and so forth that we didn't have last time. I'm not so sure we needed the sealer, but I think for NASCAR and for the track itself, it was a precautionary measure for what's going to happen here this weekend with the Cup cars. So as far as the track, the actual surface of the track, we only had one little issue in turn one that got fixed really quickly. They've got a plan anytime there's going to be a problem with this old surface. They've got a quick fix ready to go, so I'm not too concerned about it disrupting the flow of the weekend. But it's the car drives relatively similar to what we had in August from what I can remember, and the competition's a lot tougher though than we had in August. We got 38 cars here, 37 cars, and a lot more legitimate contenders in this one. So it's gonna be a tough race, and we're gonna try to go out there and just try to have fun, save a little tire for the end, but also race hard for our track position. So it's a balance, and I'm sure some of these guys know that balance better than I do, so I got to figure it out on the fly.
How important was it, not only for the late models, but for the trucks and Cup too, that even if it's just for 1 year, we don't know how it's going to go, but to run on this surface, because that's the true Wilkesboro experience, right?
Yeah, I think as we're going forward, the Cars Tour is developing this great relationship with North Wilkesboro and the track officials, and I think that the Cars Tour is in the plans of whatever Wilkesboro continues to do. So I believe we'll be back multiple times, and it seems like there's a bunch of excitement for racers and competitors to come here and be part of this. So we'll certainly want to try to be here again next year, and we look at this race as our biggest event, our Daytona 500 of the season. I mean, there's some great features coming up throughout the year at Tri-County, the 30,000 to win. Kenny Wallace is going to be racing in, and other races throughout the year where Harvick may show up and so forth. There's a Wednesday Caraway event that I think some of our Cup guys could look at, but this is a moment where it's important for us to shine. It's a big stage that a lot of people will be watching us, and we want to put on a good show so that people have a great impression of the Cars Tour and what we can do. And so I also think it's great that we're here with the ASA group. They have a lot of great momentum, and they're doing some great things with super late models. And I think that we all can, kind of work together to improve each other and set standards for each other to achieve. And we're all having to share this racetrack together, so it's starting to create that relationship with those guys. And I've known Bob Sargent a long time, so I feel like that there's certain days in the calendar year where our two series can really help and benefit each other going forward. So this is a really cool experience for us. The race hopefully goes well, but outside of that, I mean, there's a lot of important things happening under the surface that are important for the Cars Tour going forward.
Last one for you. You guys were really good here last year. This is the follow-up. You guys are really good at the South Carolina 400, then the follow-up was not so good. How do you avoid the kind of letdown here like you had at Florence?
Yeah, I know. That's the nature of driving race cars. Some days will go well, but more often than not, it's going to be frustrating and a struggle. And you have to be willing to come back when it doesn't work well. You have to be willing to try again. So I temper those expectations a little bit, especially at my age, and what I'm trying to accomplish here is not necessarily go out there and win the Cars Tour Championship or win a bunch of late model stock races. I would love to have success and run well, but I'm just trying to, this is giving me a great opportunity to know the series, know the competitors, create relationships with the racers and the owners, and I think that that's going to benefit me as part of the ownership group going forward for the series. So I love driving our late model stock car, but there's no real timetable out there as how much I will do that, and we're just kind of picking and choosing when it works between all the other obligations I have and my family. And so I'm thankful to be here today and to be able to compete today, and I don't know when the next one is, so I kind of like it that way. It's hard though. It's hard to come in here and compete and be competitive because the series is so strong and it's continuing to get stronger, and the level of competition, the cars, and everybody's just getting better and better. But that's what we're trying to do here. On one hand, I made it harder to compete for me and be competitive, but that's really the ultimate goal as owner or part owner of the series.